Alright, so hope you're all doing well, and these are the best CPU GPU combos for this month. So hey, press that like button, subscribe if you want to see more videos of that kind, and check out the links in the description because that helps me out a ton. First off being the Ryzen 5 5500, this CPU is for $90 on Amazon right now. A 6-core 12-threaded CPU that can compete with Intel's 14th gen i3s. And it provides really good performance overall if you are building a gaming PC for around $500. The core count will not disappoint, and on top of that, it's everything you need. So yeah, the best GPU to pair with this CPU, which is the $90 CPU, I wouldn't go over something like an RX 6650 XT or an RX 7600, but I'm mentioning the 6650 XT in an exact way actually, because it's right now for $230, and I feel like this is a tough to beat pricing even in the used market. Performs around the same as something like a 3060 Ti or RTX 4060. Now, of course, you can go with an RTX 4060 too, but this beats the whole point of this gaming PC being for around $500. Now, if you want to get the best bang for buck for the absolute budget of a budget PC, there is the RX 6600M that goes for $165 on AliExpress right now, and also there is one that goes on Amazon being for around $180 to $85. Now there is also the other bigger brother, or the more stronger brother, the Ryzen 5 5600. Now this is the CPU, the best value CPU when it comes to budget gamers on the AM4 platform. It gives you AM4 platform in general an upgrade pass to a 5700X3D, which is viable till today actually, and it will last you long for the next 2 to 3 years. Anyways, the 5600, the best GPU to pair it with is the RX 6700 XT, an RTX 4060, or maybe an RX 7700 XT or an RX 6800. Now you might see some slight bottlenecking, but this is if you want to get like a 1440p budget gaming PC for under $700 to $800. Now when it comes to Intel, and Intel feels like mostly it's on a league of its own. If you want that extra bit of CPU core count, if you are doing video editing, if you're doing streaming, if you're doing something that's CPU intensive aside from gaming, I feel like the CPU for a budget in choice in my opinion is the i5 12600K and 12600KF. This is a pretty great CPU, but it's got its limitation when it comes to gaming performance compared to some other competitors from AMD. And the best GPUs to pair this CPU is being the RX 7800 XT, 7700 XT, and the RTX 4070 Super. And if you went to the used market, anything that's equivalent in terms of performance will never disappoint. So yeah, this is why I love this CPU. It provides really good IPC. Now the best upgrade path being Intel is an end of kind of date or outdated platform, but it's just like the Ryzen AM4 But if you want something that's a brand new, if you're building a PC from scratch, you want to build a PC for around $700 to $1,100 to $1,200, I feel like the Ryzen 5 7500F is the great CPU of choice in my opinion, and this is hands down the best value CPU, the best bang for buck CPU of the whole series. This is the CPU to go to in my opinion. Goes for $155 to $160. 6 cores 12-threaded CPU that performs as good as something like an i5 13600K. It's got really strong IPC. It's got the upgrade pass to the 7800X3D and the next gen Ryzen CPUs. It's only a 65 watt TDP CPU, doesn't need the highest end cooling. And I feel like any GPU to pair with this CPU is pretty great. You can go with an RTX 4060 and you still have a great experience. But if you want the absolute best performance for the money when it comes to a PC, I feel like, get in with something like an RX 7700 XT, an RX 7800 XT, an RTX 4070 Super, or you can go all the way up to an RTX 4070 Ti Super or RX 7900 XT. Now, if you want to step it up to 1440p/4K CPU GPU combos, I feel like the Intel i5 14600K and the Ryzen 7 7700 are pretty good CPU options. The 14600K on its own in a lot of titles as good as something like a 7800 X3D, if not better, but just some titles, not every title. So it feels like this CPU is strong enough. So yeah, also when it comes to the Ryzen 7700, it's the bigger brother to the 7600. It's got more physical cores, but at the end of the day, 8 cores seems to be the sweet spot for gaming as of now, or the golden spot actually. So yeah, it's a matter of picking your warrior. I wouldn't go with Intel unless actually I want to get that, video editing capabilities out of my PC. So yeah, the best GPUs to pair with this one, the RTX 4070 Ti Super, the RX 7900 XT. These are, I feel like, the GPUs to pair with a CPU like that. If you're building a PC for around $1,500, I feel like this is what to go with. And you can also go with an XTX actually if you are getting some good deal on it. It will not bottleneck if you're playing at 4K. Now last but not least, the ultimate 4K CPU GPU combo, the 7800X3D and an RTX 4080 Super or 7900 XTX. Now the 7800X3D is the best gaming CPU. I don't feel like there is anything to compete with from Intel. It's got all the bells and whistles. 3DV cache capability that makes it above anything else when it comes to the gaming performance. So I feel like this is the champ when it comes to gaming, and I feel like you shouldn't go with anything else actually. And the RTX 4080 Super is not that big of a difference. The cheaper one that you'd find is the one that's actually worth it, or a 7900 XTX if you're an AMD fan or you don't care about ray tracing and things of that sort. So yeah, that's been it. If you like the video, press that like button. If you want to see more videos of that, can subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.